Hello everyone, my name is Palmer, the host of the Untapped Mana podcast. Join me today as we dive into the wonderful world of Magic the Gathering. Kind of a shorter episode today just because not a lot of things have released and there's not really a lot going on this week, but I still got a couple points for you. Those are going to include the ban list updates. Those kind of came out in the first part of the week, but we're going to talk about them now. The Thunder Junction spoilers, which are coming at the end of the month. The Fallout prices after it being a week of release. Sometimes we like to see the prices fluctuate, so we're going to kind of see where those have ended up. I'll talk about the Fallout games that I got in this week, and the brand new Secret Lair drop coming in 10 days. So if you're ready, sit back, relax, grab a bag of popcorn, and enjoy the show. So starting off today's episode, we're going to be talking about the ban list that came out March 11th, 2024. That would have been about 4 days ago from now, give or take, just from the day I'm recording, and depends on when I'm editing. But that was the update. No further updates since then, from what I know. So we have Standard has no changes, Pioneer has no changes, Legacy, Explorer, and Pauper also have no changes. The two changes were in Modern, where Violent Outburst is banned, which is a one colorless and red-green rule card, which is an instant that has Cascade, and creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. That has been banned in Modern. And in Vintage, Ponder, which is a 1 blue cost sorcery, which allows you to look at the top 3 cards of your library and then put them back in any order. You may shuffle and then draw a card. So basically a free draw for 1 mana. That has been unrestricted in Vintage. So those are 2 updates just to some formats for anybody who plays there. But if you play Standard, Pioneer, also Commander, Legacy, Explorer, and Pauper, no changes. So the effective date is one that was released, so March 11th. So that is taking place. So if you have those cards in decks, or if you have them, just know they're either going to go down in price or up in price for Ponder, because Ponder is a very just expensive card in general. It is a $3 common, at least when I purchased it about 3 months ago. So still a great card, but happy to see that that's back in Vintage. I'm hoping to play Vintage sometime soon. Again, it can be very expensive, so we will see where that takes me. But going into the next part is the Outlaws of Thunder Junction. We have spoilers starting March 26th. I'm super excited. That's in a couple weeks from now. So we're basically going to get a look of the card image gallery, and those are going to be shared from tons of different creators. So on March 26th, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 different creators will be posting either a video or a post, and they'll be showing off some cards. The next day, March 27th, it looks like about 10 more. So there's going to be a lot. IGN is going to be posting that day. And then the Magic the Gathering TikTok and X, also known as Twitter, they'll be posting something that day, along with Star City Games, some big ones. So definitely look out for those. There'll be some spoilers on their channels and posts and stuff like that. March 28th is also going to have a lot. It looks like more on Magic the Gathering, Twitter and Facebook. TCG Player will also be posting some. Those are the big ones from that day. And Card Image Gallery on March 28th. March 29th has Commander at Home showing off some stuff. The Magic the Gathering Discord and Facebook and Twitter. Once again, a lot. Now it's starting to slow down on March 30th. Only about 5 things to be posting, and that is going to include the Magic the Gathering Instagram and Facebook, but also Card Image Gallery. And starting to wind down on March 31st, it'll be a Wizards fan email and Card Image Gallery. April 1st will be Making Magic, which is, I believe it's from the creator of Magic, on the news section of magicthegathering.com. And on March 26th, the special guest is going to be Magic, or Weekly MTG, so Weekly Magic the Gathering. April 1st is also going to have a lot of different people. And then the big score will be released bi-weekly MTG on March 26th, followed with April 2nd, April 3rd, April 4th, with another smaller list of people. But what you're probably really excited about is the Commander decks, and those will be announced on April 4th. So, Grand Larceny will be released by SCG Commander VS. The Most Wanted deck will be revealed by the Command Zone. Quick Draw will be released by Elder Dragon Hijinks. And the Desert Bloom will be released by MTG Mudsta. Hopefully I said all those right, but a lot of people releasing stuff, so definitely check out any socials if you want to see what's going to go on. I'm going to be watching a lot of stuff, checking Instagram out, checking Facebook, checking Twitter. So I will post probably on my Instagram if I see something that really excites me, or I'll wait to talk about it on the episode where everything is released. So definitely keep your eyes out for that. So jumping new stuff coming soon into Fallout. I know we've talked about it the last couple weeks, with it releasing last week, March 8th. There's been a lot going on. People are not able to get their hands on collector packs, at least from what I've seen. Amazon has been real sketch about how they're sending them, so lots of people making mistakes. Also, when people are getting decks, they've ordered cases and got 2 of the same deck twice. So they're still getting 4 decks, but they're getting duplicates. There's been so many mishaps, so many things I've seen on Reddit, Instagram, Twitter, so many things. But luckily, I only got 1 deck, so I was pretty stoked about that. But the main thing I want to talk about is the prices. So we're a week after release, and it looks like the prices are settling out, give or take, because the prices are going to stay high for a bit. I mean, you're looking at the collector booster boxes are still sitting at about $350, $380. So you're getting to that $400 range, so they're kind of leveling out. All the serialized cards are sitting between about $900 to about $500, so that's kind of their normal price. Again, there's only 500 of each of those made, so that makes sense that they're going to be worth a lot of money. It'll buy you a box if you really want, if you pull one of those, if you want another box. But yes, those are going to get you. The collector booster display cases are actually going for about $2,200. So those are starting to reach prices which are pretty crazy. I believe 12, maybe I'm wrong, 6 come in a case. I don't know if that's out of my head, but again, a big money for these sets and packs because, you know, they're only the collector boosters. And for the deck case, for a deck of case or a case of decks, they're going for about $180. So not bad. All the decks are rounding out to be about $50. Now, I know a lot of places are selling them for about $70. The one that is worth the most money is the Mutant Menace, which is cool because I picked that one up. So super excited about that. But the borderless Surge foil cards of the special kind of reprints like Soul Ring and Ravages of War, those special fall, I think it's Pip-Boy. I haven't played the Fallout game, so I'm not 100% sure. But those arts are also going for a lot of money. So we got the Soul Ring, which is the borderless and Surge foil, is reaching about 100. So it's sitting about 93, 94. The Nuka-Cola vending machine is sitting at about 77, 78. And then the Ravages of War is sitting around 70 to 72. So those are the big and higher ones. There are a couple other ones, but they're kind of sitting lower in the price. But some of the cards that are worth a lot of money are the Showcase Surge Foil Commanders from the Precon. So for example, the Wise Mothman is sitting at about 60. There's a market of 200, which is totally wrong. Whenever you're looking at cards on TCG, never look at the first price you see because most of the time it's somebody jacking up a price and that's totally wrong. That's not a $200 card. It's only really sitting about 60 to 70, which is still pretty good. That's going to get you a couple packs if you were to resell it, but they're still sitting about that. The Dr. Madison Lee is sitting at about 50 to 55, so kind of all in that zone. And then the Radstorm, which is one of the most popular cards, at least that I've seen from the set, the Showcase Surge Foil, is sitting at about $50. So that's a really good card because it has Storm, and what it does is just proliferates. So you storm it and you proliferate, and it makes everything bigger. It was a lot of fun. I actually got to play it when I played a game. We'll definitely get into that later. But most of the decks are sitting about 50. It looks like the Dr. Madison Lee is sitting at about 45. So that is kind of the smallest one. And it's not the best thing in the world. But the playmats that they released are also going for about 50 to 70. So when you're buying those playmats at $25, you're always making money back on these Universes Beyond. I am about 70 to 80% of the time. So it's good to see because these playmats are really, really cool. Again, I haven't played the games, but I've seen enough to know what they include, and some of these playmats are really just hitting that on the head of what they should look like. One final piece of information is the collector packs themselves are going for about $37 to $42 a piece, so they're kind of sitting at that normal collector price, but our sponsor, Zeke's Comics and Games, has them at one of the lowest prices in the area. If you can check them out, if you're ever in Washington, Illinois, sign up for their VIP program. It's a great, great program. You get 15% off all purchases and then 17 to 18% off during their VIP weekends, which are every so often. But you can get these packs when they're in stock for $37.50. So another great price. We'll talk about Zeke's a little bit later, but for now, let's get into the gameplay that I did this weekend. So I was lucky enough to sit down with 2 of my buddies, and they had some of the precons from this set, not deck. They had 2 of the decks from the set. So the first one was the Emperor, and the second one was Dr. Madison Lee. So the Dr. Madison Lee was all about energy counters, and the Emperor one was all about junk tokens. Now, I did not get to play with the dog meat deck, but my one buddy did purchase it right after we sat down and played, so we weren't able to get him in the game, but I will be able to get gameplay with him in the future, so I will be able to talk about what that deck entails and what it does. Again, it's kind of self-explanatory, making junk tokens, but I was really surprised at the outcome. I was playing the Mutant Menace, of course. That is the one I purchased and did a breakdown on my Instagram and my YouTube, so definitely check those out if you have the time. But it was a very interesting game, and I really top-decked. I did not get great stuff when I was playing the Mutant Menace. I had all these big creatures in my hand. I mulliganed twice. I just couldn't get a good hand. Not enough mana. It was such a fun deck. I got to look at the beautiful lands inside, but again, I was just not getting the cards I needed. Either was the energy deck in front of me. He is able to bring artifacts back from the graveyard with Dr. Madison Lee's ability, with energy counters. He only got like 2 artifacts though, so they kept getting destroyed by the Emperor, and then he brought them back, and they get destroyed again, and my creatures just kept getting destroyed because they were either too big, or I had these small 1/1s that I couldn't do anything with. So the Emperor deck did reign champion of our game. It was pretty crazy. He got so many combos off, so many triggers, and it's funny, it's my buddy who's kind of learning how to play, but also knows how to play at the same time, so that game definitely took a lot because there are so many triggers in the Emperor deck. So if you're thinking about picking one of them up, just know you're going to have to follow a lot of things, because he'd make a junk token, and then because he made a junk token, he'd get mana, and there were so many things, but it was a lot of fun to play against, and I'm really hoping to actually pick it up so I can play it myself, because I think that's definitely a deck that I'd like to play. It was a lot of fun to see in action, and now shows me, what it can do. That one is white, red, and blue. I want to say off the top of my head, I don't know, but I know it is red and white for sure. It was really scary, and I mean, it was a hard time stopping it, especially when I was top decking and my opponent playing the Dr. Madison Lee was not able to get anything on the board. I want to give a special shout out to Zeke's Comics and Games, which is the official sponsor of the Untapped Mana Show. Zeke's Comics and Games is located in Washington, Illinois. It has so much to offer in the realm of hobbies, including Pokemon, Games Workshop, D&D, Magic product, and so much more. But I do have some special news. We have a discount code. It's not yet there, but when Outlaws of Thunder Junction, it should come up. So once I get that code, I'll throw it to you guys, and you're going to get a discount when you order product. So can't wait for that. We will have a discount code soon for future product releases, but aside from that, they also have their website, which you can check out. I don't know if there's any Magic product at the moment, but what does have Magic product is their TCG player seller profile, which you can find card singles for Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Flesh and Blood, Lorcana, and so many more games. So if you want to check them out, head over to the link tree in my Instagram bio, where you can find all the other links to my socials, other ways to contact me, and other ways to watch my content. You're also able to see their TCG seller profile page and their website linked in that bio. Check out what they got. Let them know that I sent you. They're such a good store. Thanks for sponsoring, Zeeks. So heading on in to the last little bit, there is a new secret layer coming out, which is the Equinox Super Drop of 2024. Cannot wait. That is when we will get some of the Fallout cards. So right now in the secret layer is the Sheldon Spellbook. So I talked about those in a prior episode. If you want to pick those up, the normal non-foil is $39.99 and the Spellbook foil edition is $49.99. So a little more expensive than your normal, but they're still really good for a good cause. Most of the money goes to the American Cancer Society. But from the countdown, there is 9 days, 9 hours, 41 minutes, and 10 seconds. So that's definitely going to change. But that is when the Equinox Super Drop will probably come out either that day or the day after. So cannot wait. There's already some cards released. So if you don't want them spoiled, I'll tell you when to skip to, but I'm going to start listing them off right now. If you don't want to know what the spoilers are, skip to 1540 and I'll continue from there. So starting off is the Vault Boy Capped Collector, which is a 2 colorless, 1 white, 1 blue. It is a reprint of Grand Arbitrator Augustin IV. It is a legendary creature, the Human Advisor. White spells you cast cost 1 less, blue spells you cast cost 1 less, and spells your opponents cast cost 1 more. The next one is Elixir of Immortality. For these, I actually don't have the descriptions. I know they're reprints of cards or cards from the set, but I only can see the art. The art looks really good. It's on my Instagram. But Elixir of Immortality, it is a 1-drop. Council's Judgment, which is a 1 colorless, 2 white mana. A Lightning Bolt, which that one just does 3 damage. I do know what that one does. It is a 1 red. That's a good card. The art on this looks so good. If anyone's ever played the Fallout Vault Creator games, it's kind of the same art from that, so I love that. Steel Shaper's Gift, which is a white, 1 white. Propaganda, which is 2 colors and a blue. The creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2, so that one's really cool when you're trying to get people not to attack you. It's a ward. We got Idyllic Tutor. I can never say that word right. It is 2 colorless and a white. So most of these cards are reprints, so you can definitely check out what they do. The art is on my Instagram. They look really good, but that is going to be in the Secret Lair coming up in about 10 days. Cannot wait to see what the rest is included, but I definitely know the Fallout are going to be good stuff. And I really, really hope we're going to get more of the baseball ones. Like, that one was super random from a couple Secret Lair drops ago, but I loved the baseball card one. So definitely keep an eye on the Secret Lair website and Magic the Gathering's Instagram, because usually they'll post there. So, reaching the end of the episode, I do want to talk about the giveaway I have running on my Instagram, which is a Murders at the Karloff Manor poster. It is a foil poster that only local game stores can get. So definitely check out my Instagram at Untapped Mana Show. It's super cool. There is a whole post about it. It'll show you how to enter. It's super easy. The deadline to join is March 31st, and the drawing will happen April 2nd because the 1st is a holiday. So, in my Instagram bio, you will also find my link tree, which gives access to all the ways to see my content and the Zeke's Comics and Games online pages, and my Mox Field, which I've been adding more decks to constantly. So definitely probably something new since the last time you checked. I have a new giveaway running on the Instagram. Go ahead and check it out on the newest post talking about today's episode. The only question you have to answer is, what movie do I reference in this episode? Make sure to listen to the whole episode. I'll be giving away a Basilisk Collar, which is a 1 colorless artifact equipment. Equipped creature has Death Touch and Lifelink and Equip 2. This is from the brand new Fallout set. It is a extended art foil. So definitely check out the Instagram and let me know the answer to my question. Again, thank you so much for listening, and thanks so much to Zeke's Comics Games for sponsoring the channel and this episode. Remember, never leave any mana untapped. That is, unless you're a blue player. Have a great day and stay nerdy. You're still here? It's over. Go home.